Mr. Mayor, members of council, ladies and gentlemen, this is a muscovite carbine assault rifle, also known as a bullpup. It was loaded when we took it off of the 11-year-old who was carrying it. But preteens armed better than the U.S. 3rd Infantry are not all that we have to contend with. There are also dope pushers, high-tech thieves, international terrorists, and of course, the local vigilante. These are the problems. Here is the answer. Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, I present the prototype officer for the Port Columbia Police Tactical Strike Team. With 40 trained officers like this, equipped and outfitted, we can take back our streets.
Before we get swept away with your obvious showmanship, Chief, let's remember this is Port Columbia, not Bosnia.
There's still a war out there, Councilman. I'm just asking for the weapons to fight it.
Isn't this why we have police, Chief?
Your Honor, the men and women chosen for TST already are police, but they are police who can handle the special circumstances of urban...
What kind of special circumstances?
They can put this M.A.N.T.I.S vigilante behind bars once and for all.
Personally, I'd rather have a mantis running loose than a bunch of stormtroopers answerable to no one.
I resent that implication, sir.
You can resent it all you like.
Councilman, you are out of line!
Gentlemen! Order, please! Gentlemen! Gentlemen!
Like that. Vincent and Chacon are on board. Iwasaki and Bremer are soft. Griffey coming out swinging like he did sure as hell won't help.
Maybe. Maybe not.
They're not buying. We have a problem, Solomon.
Oh, that's the difference between us, Chief. You see problems, I see opportunities. Now, what is it that we need to accomplish here, huh?
We need to get council approval for the tactical strike team.
Yes, and we need to destroy that mantis bug that's meddling in my business, right?
I'm still not following.
In order for the council to approve our TST plan, they obviously need to fear something enough to stop their whining over civil liberties. Councilman Griffey is the chief whiner. Griffey, the Mantis, the TST, they're all related. Or they will be.
I don't see how.
Well, that's why the best players need to think at least a dozen moves ahead. Have your man see Tony. He'll set him up with the right tool for the right job. Believe that's checkmate.
Right on schedule. Councilman Griffey, thank you.
Shut up! Come back, boy!
Sorry, Councilman. I had my orders.
This is the Scientific Journal of Dr. Miles Hawkins, November 4th, 1994. The past few months have brought change into my life at a dizzying pace. I have made the breakthrough that enables me to walk again. But since that day, aided by my colleague John Stonebrake, I have decided that the powers of the exoskeleton which I express through the mantis must be dedicated to a higher purpose. Injustices are all around, and the world cries out for someone to stand up and take action. I have acted boldly and with success. Yet, the mantis is reviled, labeled a vigilante, and hunted by the very same police whose shortcomings I seek to redress. Today, the city debates funding an entire strike force unit of the police to track down the mantis and put an end to my mission. And so I wonder, is there a point at which the cost exceeds the gain? Is it destiny or vanity that drives me to embody the mysterious power of the mantis? I'm not so certain anymore.
Somebody shot Griffey?
Manner of speaking.
Nobody used a gun on him, but they left a calling card all the same. Medical examiner's about to take it out for us, Captain.
The Mantis? When do we think this happened?
Could have been last night. This part of the park doesn't get a lot of traffic.
The body looks pretty fresh. I think it went down this morning.
So do I. I don't get this, though.
Which part? That the Mantis is a killer? We've had suspicions for a while now.
That he'd operate in broad daylight. It's not his M.O.
Maxwell's right. It's not the pattern.
Well, boys and girls, I have a feeling we're about to find out a whole lot more.
All right, how many more of these bad boys you need?
I think that should be quite enough.
So what do you need them for? You're not gonna start eating them like the dude from Dracula. All right, this proves it's Stone and Stein. You have not got enough going on in your life. What is our little well-dressed fly wearing?
A microscopic machine no thicker than a strand of your hair, which, if all goes according to plan, will be capable of transmitting sound patterns for surveillance purposes.
Oh, man, that's incredible. Well, this gives new meaning to the fly on the wall, huh?
Exactamundo.
Oh, Doc, you've got to check this out.
I already know about those.
Well, you know I enjoy our endless chats together, Taylor, but sadly I think you probably have some deliveries to make, so don't let me keep you.
Oh, yeah, listen, I gotta bail. You just give a holler if you need the kid, right?
What is it, Miles?
Nothing we need to talk about.
You know where this must inevitably lead, don't you? You resist telling me what's bothering you, and like a rabid dog, I simply will not let it go. So eventually, out of sheer persistence on my part and increasing frustration on yours, you do tell me, in order to silence me.
You have it all figured out, huh?
Well, I just think we should skip the frustration part and go straight to the confessional. It's more direct, and we're both busy men.
It's been 2 years since I was shot.
Should have realized.
Realized. Why? It's not like a birthday or a wedding anniversary. On the other hand, maybe it's not something I should go out of my way to forget either. This is where it happened. It looks so different. This was a real asphalt jungle.
So, tell me. I mean, that's why I'm here, isn't it?
There's not much to tell, actually. I'm just one of those human beings who woke up one day whole and went to bed that night broken because I was in the wrong place when people started shooting at each other. I can smell the air. There were fires being started everywhere. And I hear the shouting. I remember the little girl crying. She'd been separated from her mother and she was terrified. And I remember in the middle of all this, people laughing. The way you laugh when you've just come off a thrill ride at a theme park. Somebody help me. I don't know how long it took. Maybe only a few minutes. I tried to stand up, to run to safety, but I couldn't. I think I may have been more terrified than that little girl. I hate this place, John. I hate what it took from me. Most of all, I hate how much I hate it.
So, James, thank you. Do you have any idea why we asked you along today?
Fine dining and good friends?
Damn, Ehrlich. You are going to make a fine city councilman.
City councilman?
No, Chief, there you go, ruining the surprise. Tony, why don't you give James here the bad news so I can do what I love to do the most and give the good news.
There's been a tragedy. Councilman Griffey's been murdered, and it'll be on the news any minute now.
Therefore, they're naming an acting councilman by the end of the day. And I have it under very good authority that that man is you.
How can you be sure?
Oh, well, I know people who owe favors. I mean, you do understand politics, don't you, James? It's all about who owes who a favor.
Well, I guess I owe you a big one then.
You can count on it.
What do you think, Smitty?
What I think is that we're going to do a lot of tests, especially on the tissues around the shoulder wound.
Can't wait long.
Nobody ever can, Carl. Hey, Doc.
Smitty. Hi, Leo.
So our vigilant police lieutenant tells me that you're consulting for special investigations on the Mantis.
I have on occasion.
We found a dart. Apparently, it killed him.
Those darts have never killed anyone before.
And how do you know how they're supposed to work?
I've studied them. They're non-lethal.
Yeah? Well, go and tell that to the stiff.
Hot off the presses.
What have we got?
We got us the warrant we've been looking for. Name, the Mantis. The judge cleared that as a unique individual. Charge, unlawful detention, aggravated assault, murder. Bail, none, by order PC Superior Court. We finally got murder one on this psycho.
That's very interesting. Now, just come on, hold your end up higher.
No, I'm holding it as high as it needs to be held.
Hey, come on. It was your idea to move it ourselves now.
Well, we couldn't flipping well call them movers now, could we?
All right, Doc. The movers are here with your monolith. Where do you want it? It's heavy. Hey, don't let it... Go.
There's a murder warrant out for the Mantis.
Murder? The Mantis doesn't off people. Does he?
Of course not. It's Griffey, the city councilman. They found him with a dart in his shoulder. Their theory is that's what killed him.
Look, where did this dart come from?
Well, it's not exactly like we've been keeping them a limited edition. I mean, any bad guy that deserves one gets one, right?
The police have them.
What are you saying here? That the police planted this evidence?
Why not? They always need a high-profile bust. What could be better than solving the councilman's murder and putting away the Mantis at the same time?
Look, what's next for us? Grassy knoll, single bullet theories, Cuban double agents?
Hey, somebody planted that dart because our man didn't fire it.
Taylor's right. Somebody planted it. The question is who? What is it, John?
Oh, it's nothing worth talking about.
When I said that yesterday, you wouldn't buy it from me.
Someone had to frame you. You say the police needed a big bust. Well, it had to be someone who knew a lot about the Mantis, perhaps even someone who had access to one of our paralytic darts.
What are you talking about? You've got a dead body, you got a dart.
Yes, I have a dead body and I have a dart. I also have an autopsy report which says Griffey died of an aneurysm.
Yeah, so?
So, we've retrieved 17 of these darts. All the perps we recovered came out of the paralysis. Nobody had an aneurysm.
So, maybe a man's tipping his arrows with something a little stronger these days.
Well, that's what I thought, but Smitty's tests say no. In fact, there's no evidence of any drug of any type in Griffey's body except some blood pressure medicine his wife said he'd been taking for 12 years.
All right. High blood pressure plus dart, boom, shock of a lifetime. Maybe an aneurysm.
Close the door. You know how I said we've retrieved 17 of these darts used by the Mantis? I just came from evidence. Guess how many they have custody of?
17.
Exactly. Including Griffey's dart. There should be 18 now, Warren, not 17, 18. One dart is missing.
You told anybody else about this?
Just you. Look, Warren, we can't trust anybody. Let's just keep this between ourselves while we check it out.
Okay. Just the two of us.
Excuse me, sir. Is this the location where Councilman Griffey was murdered?
Yeah, right over there, beyond the park bench.
Thank you.
You heard they say the Mantis might have done him in, huh?
We heard that, yes.
Well, don't you believe it. Mantis is a brother the way I hear it.
You see that? That can came completely apart.
This is strange, too.
What is?
These screws are all loosened right in a row.
No, it's not a new benchmark.
Exactly my point. The screws are rusted. It would take a lot of force to jar them all loose at the same time.
So, Holmes, Watson, what have you got?
So far, just a few loose screws.
More than that. In the line of sight of the victim, a trash container seems to have suddenly come apart along the solder joint.
Uh-huh. Speaking of loose screws, did you mention that the moon was in the 7th house and Jupiter was aligned there with Mars?
I thought you came along well after the age of Aquarius.
Yeah, well, I studied my ancient history.
Something disturbed the balance of this area. I think we're dealing with some kind of advanced technology, and I'll bet it comes wrapped in a box.
Box industry cleared. Level 1.
There you are. So, Woo, I hear you got a delivery with Box Industries today?
Maybe. What's it worth to you?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I forget about all that you owe me from when your dad was sick, Woo?
No, it's savage.
All right, sorry. Look, just take my Port Authority run, all right? I'm gonna owe you one.
Yeah, I know your game. You're firing on the redhead outside the big office.
Me? Now, come on, Woo. You know I never mix business with pleasure.
Hey, man, you look good.
I remember you.
Oh, well, that's nice.
You better hope that Tony doesn't see you around here.
Tony? Oh, you mean Quasimodo, the guy who tried to ring my bell last time I was here.
Well, you did sort of go into Mr. Box's office without permission, remember?
Well, I learned from my mistakes, so here. Why don't you take this to the box man? And why don't you keep this for yourself?
They're for me?
Yeah, for stepping in with Tony. And not that I needed your help, but, you know, it was a beautiful gesture.
Well, you shouldn't have. I mean, you don't even really know me, right? These are really expensive.
Well, actually, I did a little organic gardening in the downstairs lobby.
You stole these?
Just the flowers. The vase, that's my private collection. Listen, do you have the executive washroom key? They got it locked up like Fort Knox.
I just gotta freshen up.
I'll bring it right back.
restricted area. Yeah, I was just, Yeah, you passed it.
Oh. Thank you. Bingo!
But there's nothing about the physical landscape of the murder scene in your police report.
Miles, the department's paying you to consult on investigations, not conduct your own. And what kind of clues are these anyway? A rickety park bench, a split-open trash can?
They're related somehow, I'm sure of it.
Fine, I'll add felony littering to the list of charges.
I just think your people missed some things.
What is that?
What is what?
I didn't leave any lights on. It looks like there's somebody in my house.
Don't go in.
I'll call you back as soon as I see what's going on.
I need immediate backup at 1253 West 11th.
I'm not your enemy. Wait!
I don't know who was shooting, but we're definitely up against a new kind of technology. From what I saw, I'd say some kind of subsonic weapon.
You've got that good a look at it.
I've got that good a feel for it. Even being near it, the vibrations are devastating. Anything in the way was simply shattered or imploded.
A sound gun. So it like hits you with a blast, kind of like sitting in front of the speaker stack at like a Metallica concert, huh?
And obviously something sufficient to implode solid objects would be more than enough to burst internal organs.
Which would make it an ideal weapon for killing.
Perhaps even causing an aneurysm.
Well, that's a great theory, except for one thing, fellas. All right, check this out. If I had a giant subwoofer that could blow people up on the inside and make it look like they kicked on their own, I wouldn't want to make that look like a murder. Only that's exactly what somebody did. They tried to frame the Mantis.
He's right. Whoever did this, it could have more to do with the Mantis than with Griffey.
It certainly wasn't Leora. If not a cop, it would have to be someone with a score to settle with the Mantis. It has to be Solomon Box. Who else has the motive and the means?
Yes, he has the motive to kill the Mantis, yes. But why would he want a police lieutenant dead?
Maybe she's getting in his way.
Well, it sounds like you were in her way. I mean, you saved her life. She thanks you with a bullet bouquet. In fact, that's cold.
She was terrified, Taylor. I'm going up.
Yeah, get some rest.
Having a full clip emptied into me always makes me tired.
Doc made it funny.
Leora,
Somebody was in my house, Miles. It was the Mantis.
you all right?
Not really. He tried to kill me. He destroyed my home.
Come on in. I'll get you some tea. We'll discuss this.
Okay, he knows who I am, but why this? Why now? It doesn't make any sense, Miles.
Leora, listen to me. Go on in. I'll be right back. Some nice warm tea will help you relax. We'll talk. Just make yourself at home. So, it was confusing.
Yeah. After I filed the report, I went and took a walk on the beach. I thought about calling some friends, but what would they say? I mean, they already think I'm obsessed with the Mantis. I didn't know who else to talk to.
I'm glad you came to me.
This is ridiculous. I'm a cop. I'm not supposed to be like this.
Everyone goes through this one way or another. Nobody is perfect. We all hide things. I'm sorry about what happened to you tonight. There's a guest bedroom at the end of the upstairs hallway. You should get some sleep.
I don't think I have the strength to make it up those stairs. I am comfortable right here, if you don't mind.
Be my guest.
We stand here in emergency session today after hearing the news that only a few hours ago, one of our officers was assaulted. Chief Grant, please make your statement.
Mayor, members of council, let me begin by telling you that Lieutenant Leora Maxwell is unhurt despite her ordeal. What Port Columbia now faces is not some vague, unspecified threat to our city. It is an identifiable menace, and a conventional police approach just isn't going to stop it. Give me the personnel and the firepower I need to bring this lawless vigilante to justice.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to honor Councilman Charles Griffey by moving that we put Chief Grant's request to an immediate vote.
The council appreciates your enthusiasm, Councilman Ehrlich, but not only is that motion out of order, but it also misstates the position of our friend Charles Griffey. I'm going to move to amend Emergency Funding Order 137B to stipulate that the tactical strike team be commanded not by the Chief of Police, but by a senior officer selected by you, the City Council. Maxwell, you okay to be back on duty? You know, if you need a couple of days.
I'm great, considering.
Yeah. You hear about what's going on?
I just got here. What's up?
City Council just passed the tactical strike team.
Well, Grant will be happy to get his pet project off the ground.
I don't know how happy he is. The council took command away from him, gave it to a senior officer selected by the council.
Wow, who'd they pick?
Me, Maxwell. They picked me.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Our first assignment is to bring in the Mantis.
Our assignment, Captain, but I'm the cop who couldn't catch him.
Listen, Max, you're the expert on the Mantis. I want you with me. Get your stuff.
Yes, sir.
Maxwell wasn't buying the setup. She was asking questions. I had to do something.
But what you chose to do, Detective, was to take a weapon I have a $2 million investment in and make a freelance, unauthorized attempt on a fellow cop, a lieutenant.
One who works on the Mantis task force, no less.
But for all that, this officer of yours managed to botch the job.
Yeah, well, let's keep one thing in mind. Maxwell reported that the Mantis was the one trying to kill her. That's what we wanted her to think all along, right?
Yeah, so we caught a little luck.
Dumb luck. If you come near that sonic cannon again, we will have a very bad ending, you and I. Do you understand? Good. Now get out while you still can.
I'm in position.
Righto. Now we can find out if our laser beam lockpick is all it's cracked up to be.
It cracked this one. I'm in. They're in. And I'm out.
Well, now, if indeed Mr. Box is behind this mayhem, we'll soon find out.
Talk about having a place bugged.
Two of my aircraft are missing, but I've got 3 more.
Never send a fly to do a man's job, Stoney.
Yeah, well, let's just have a listen, shall we?
What do you have?
Well, we're all ears. Well, apparently number 1 is maneuvering into a better position. Number 2.
Did the fact that flies fly enter into the design process?
Yes, well, let's see what's behind door number 3.
So, Solomon, what's the next move?
I think Warren's become a liability.
You can't get rid of him now. He's been with us since the beginning.
He's been a screw-up since the beginning.
That's not fair.
Tony, Warren just left. Follow him. Do what you have to. I imagine he's depressed, probably headed for his usual watering hole on the east side. And that thing with the police lieutenant could have been a disaster.
But it wasn't. Just one more nail in the Mantis' coffin.
I think you're forgetting that you work for me. Why are you protecting the man that left Miles Hawkins alive?
Hawkins can't walk. Besides, you got what you wanted in that one. He agreed to dissolve the business. But he's still alive. Warren just shot a little low.
It wasn't that. Miles had to play hero. Saved his life, actually. I should have ordered the job finished on him right in the hospital and been done with it.
God.
It wasn't an accident.
What I do won't be an accident either.
Hey, Doc, where are you going?
To find Bucks and Warren.
No. Not like this. Not now.
They set me up. They tried to kill me. They paralyzed me!
Now, in order to activate this recording device, you're going to need to hit this button here. Taylor? If you're going to bring down Box, you're going to need this confession of Warren's, and you know it, Taylor. This man is a police officer. He's already committed 1 murder and attempted another. Quite apart from the fact that he's trying to kill you.
What happened to me is with me every single day. It is never apart from me. I'll find Warren. I'll get his confession. I'll see to that.
Doc?
No. No.
This vigilante, this Mantis, has taken the life of a dear friend and a colleague. Because of him, our city is in a tightening grip of fear. Tonight, we look to you to break that grip. So, good luck and Godspeed. Captain?
Gentlemen, we have a mission. We have a warrant, and we have the authority to use lethal force. Lieutenant Leora Maxwell knows as much about this subject as anyone. Lieutenant?
We know that the Mantis has a weapons arsenal, including the sometimes fatal paralytic darts. We've had reports of a flying vehicle, but that may just be UFO mania. And we know that he thinks he's doing good deeds, which makes him the most dangerous kind of psycho. To sum it up, he's fast, he's fearless, he's equipped, and he's deadly.
You all have Kevlar vests and face shields to protect against the darts. You've all received maps dividing the city into 12 quadrants. As of today, we're putting 2 teams in each quadrant on a 24-hour basis. If the Mantis shows himself again, as we feel he must, we'll bring the entire tactical strike team down on him, and if we have to, send him straight back to hell. All right, let's move out.
You heard the man! Let's move it!
You.
Who's there? All right. Come out with your hands where I can see them. I'm a police officer.
By whose definition? Why did you do it?
Come on out. Whoever you are. I'm not scared. This is Warren. Officer needs assistance. Alley between Garth and Franklin. It's the Mantis! Officer needs assistance! Officer needs assistance! Where are you taking me? Up there? Why?
It's a great view.
What the hell do you want?
State your name.
What?
State your name.
Warren. Paul Warren.
Confess your sins.
What are you talking about? Are you crazy?
Are you? Confess!
All right. Just put me down. I'll talk. Just put me down. Okay. I just need to catch my breath. You can't do this!
Did you kill Councilman Griffey?
No!
Did you shoot Miles Hawkins?
I don't know any Miles Hawkins. All right, don't talk. I had to. He ordered me to.
Who?
Box! Tony!
Did he make you talk?
No, I swear.
It's not nice to swear.
No.
Miles, I've lost visual. What's happening? Talk to me.
Stonebreak, it's me. This place is starting to crawl with cops. We gotta get the Mantis airborne.
Well, he's been hit by the sonic cannon. I've lost him.
Yeah, I can't see him either, but they're picking up the guy who took the header off the roof. Man, I hope our man's in better shape than he is.
Where's the downed officer?
Right over there.
I need a minute with him.
I don't think he's got a minute.
That's why I need it now. Paul, it's Ken Hetrick. When you called, you mentioned the Mantis. Is that who did this to you? Paul, did the Mantis do this to you?
Box.
Oh. Solomon Box?
Hey. Holmes. Everybody.
Warren, it was Box up on the roof, not the Mantis?
Chief. Grant. Sorry, Cap.
I came as soon as I got the call. How is he? Oh no, not Warren. I just talked to him this morning. What happened? Who did this?
We have to assume it was the Mantis. And if that's the case, he isn't just going after the bad guys anymore.
Warren was my partner. He was in this because of me,
Pull in
Captain.
for him later, Maxwell. The Mantis could still be up there.